Good. I was going to say good morning because that's how I feel. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ed Fields here along with Rogan Smith. See, you know I'm sick because I said Rogan.
Yeah, now I hear it actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just you tired.
No, I am tired. Mm-hmm. I'm always tired. But, I've been getting up because, you can't sleep well when you have a flu, right? Or cold.
Oh, I know that.
So, and I don't want to, I used to take things like, I used to be big into like NyQuil, Alka-Seltzer Plus, because they just knock you out. Mm-hmm. But I have high blood pressure, and those drugs aren't good for that. Mm. And also, those drugs, I don't know what it is, but I finally figured out, they linger for a while.
In your system?
Yeah, if you take, let's say you have a cold and you take Alka-Seltzer Plus, say 2 or 3 nights in a row, you're high for about a week. Oh. You ever noticed? You ever took that? You never take that stuff?
No.
You're just kind of like in a zombie land.
No.
Because they make you, they just throw you down.
They put you to sleep medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just know I was on Mucinex. The only reaction I had was like I thought about you with the metallic taste. Yeah. You didn't have Mucinex. You had something else. Prilosec.
I had you saltpeter or palmetto.
Oh, okay.
That plus the Prilosec. It was the interaction.
Because I hate that taste, that metallic taste, though. It's awful.
So these drugs, I used to get deep. I used to get NyQuil, and the NyQuil says, do not take alcohol with this, and I used to take a shot.
Yeah, well, you
with
crazy.
The NyQuil, because now I out.
Okay, well then when you don't wake up, don't say that.
No, I used to wake up.
Oh, well, when you don't wake up, you won't say anything.
No, but I used to get some good night's sleep.
Oh, you be rested in peace. You keep doing that.
You've had to stop that foolishness. That's where you read in the magazine. And for some reason, that one word, you can't get past that one word. Mm. Every time you get to that word, you drop out. Yeah. But no, it's. I haven't had a flu in a while, but it's. I knew it was coming. You could feel it, the little throat. But fortunately, I didn't have like a full blown scratchy throat. The sore throat to me is the worst. That's the worst.
I don't like sore throats either. Yeah. Drinking, eating, everything just.
And you just want relief. You just want to put stuff in your throat, But. Yeah. And then it's going to come the sneezing and then the coughing, and then the coughing can be pretty horrendous if you can't stop it.
Yeah, that's how I was.
So I'm hoping I don't get that, but rest is the key. Mm. Rest, man, and I don't know. I just feel.
Well, maybe it's time for a vacation.
I think I need
It's time for a nice massage and a good vacation. Just step away.
I need a good long. My feeling, I was talking to someone about this, and I'm doing a seminar. We're doing some stuff, and my thing about I want to go on like a 3-month vacation, but I think I will discover another reality. You know what I mean? I think the reality that I will discover will be more pleasant than this reality.
No.
I
don't think you can. Knowing the type of person you are, you strike me as a workaholic. And workaholics don't do well away from work too long. As much as I could say, I'm ready for a vacation, when I go away for a week, I'd be like, I'm ready to go back to work.
No, but I don't want to be away for a week. I want to be away for 3 months so I can discover
you ain't
a new reality.
You ain't going to do it. But anyway.
I mean, and I can afford to do it at this point. You know what the biggest fear of people like me are, though? It's not so much that you can't work, because you can stop working.
What, they ain't gonna miss you, and then
when they come back, they won't.
Man, we did well without Ed Fields for 3 months. You really need him on this.
Yeah. Let's see if we can cut some costs.
Exactly, some cost-cutting measures.
Yeah, so that's there. But the hell with it. You might go somewhere and you might just be happy to be frowsy and have a beard and work as a waiter.
Stay away long enough.
Work as a waiter now in Bill Hickok Town.
Anyway, lots going on locally.
A lot going on. Our guest this afternoon. It's a good thing I didn't post, I guess. And that's because I was just wiped out, man.
Because
just
our
couldn't.
Guest changed.
Our guest changed, but our guest is going to be Ace. Mm-hmm. He's going to have a suit on. By the way, I just came from a funeral, and I want to say condolences to my good friend Mario Carey and his family. His mother died. His mother passed, and she was like my mother. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of good times.
How old was she?
80.
Wow.
Yeah, she was just Do you know anyone? I wrote a little note to Mara, but do you know people who, and they make everyone feel this way, that when you walk into the room, if there's 30 people in the room, it doesn't matter. You become the number one center of attention. You know, that's just like they're so happy to see you and come meet my other son, and and just that's that island thing, huh? Just a Long Island crew, But I want to throw out a condolences. They just had the funeral at Ebenezer.
That's sad to lose a parent. I mean, I haven't had that experience. You've been there twice over. I know it's inevitable. I don't even want to feel that.
Yeah, and you know what you have? You have these waves of like intense emotion. Just like it'll hit you, and because it's just loss, right? That to probably if you because of the familiarity I have with both of you, you don't feel the same as parents, but because of you just feel like a loss, major loss. How is it that I'm never going to see this person again?
I used to say I want to, and I know this sounds bad, but I still feel this way, like I wanted to die before my mother. My mother lost her son before, so she doesn't. And she said parents don't ever want to bury their kids, but I just can't. Like, she's had her life without me. I've not had my life without her, and that's wrong.
She will get over. You will get over her.
She said tell you hi too, by the way.
Well, that's my gal. She will, and plus I know where you live. She will get. She will get over. You will get over her death long before she could ever get over your death. It's not the natural order. It's not the and I know a woman who had all of her children die, like 6, before she died. All. Oh, man. So imagine, So no, it's a freaky thing. I know you all don't like to talk about it, but I'm going to ask when our friend comes in, Andrea, who is a survivor. I'm going to ask her perspective, because I tell you, man, I think about this stuff a lot now.
Death.
Oh yeah.
Because you're
because you're feeling achy and you're feeling this, and I think first of all, it can happen anytime. You could just it isn't like when you're 9, it isn't. You don't even if you're 30.
Do you see like people like dying like around your age and you go, oh Jesus, am I next? Does that thought come to your mind?
Well, I don't say oh Jesus, but I say 58, huh? Okay, how old am I? Oh, I'm 58. Okay. And, the first thing I want to do is search for why they died. Like, is it a disease or, I don't want no sudden, if it's a reason, then I'm a little bit more comforted, as opposed to, oh, yeah, we just drop it. Okay, if you see just drop it, So, no, it's you come to this realization, because my sister just the other day had another growth that was discovered.
Cancer.
Yeah. And she's 57. And you just come to this reality, guess what? I'm not going to be here one day. And it is it's weird. It's life, but it's just a weird realization, and you don't and I imagine as you get older and older, well then, I said to one friend of mine,
you come to terms with it maybe the older you get.
I said to one friend of mine, I said, boy, I'm at this stage now where I feel like any day now, it could happen. You know what he said to me? Imagine I feel like it could be any second.
How old is he?
60 something.
Oh.
70, any second.
Yeah.
Okay, so he just counting down the seconds. Like, oh boy, I'm glad I lived that second.
Well, just make sure you live.
This is why I say
just make sure you live to the fullest.
That's why I want to discover, Rogan Smith, another reality. I want to, because it just can't be this, the working and the. I'm going to send you a video I want you to see, that talks about how we're just in a routine, man.
Oh, I broke that.
No, but we go to work. We go to work. We get up. You brush your teeth.
But life will always have some routine. But you don't have to make your whole life a routine.
No, but
you get up in the morning. Hopefully, you bathe, you brush your teeth, you get breakfast.
I try to bathe at nights now.
Oh, okay, so no bathing in the morning. Let me smell the.
Come, I always fresh and clean. Come, no, you come over here.
Let me smell.
Yeah, come.
Right, Jesus, I hope my nose don't fall off.
I'm a fresh and clean guy.
Let me smell this. Rinse it out.
Yeah. See, fresh and clean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a.
So that's how I know you bathed this morning.
That's how you know it.
Why is smelling the arm with this? What is that? A coffee stain on your shirt?
No, this is
soy sauce.
This is chowder.
There.
Oh no, this is soy. Yeah, this is soy.
Hold on, you have chowder and soy sauce.
No, I had the chowder at lunch earlier.
I had the soy sauce just now.
Yeah, soy sauce just now. I've decided, Rogan.
Like,
no, I'm not going to say it because you're only going to ridicule me, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay, good.
So anyway, that's where we are. So they have a lot of stuff going. We got Andrea Sweeting. You know Andrea.
I know. If I love Andrea.
No, you don't love her before I loved her. No, so move on.
Well, that's only because you've known her longer.
Yeah, but from the front.
We have a. You see my finger? We tight.
No, it seems like you have a deformed. No, it seems like you have a deformed finger. That's what it seems to me. You need to get Gibby. I ran into Gibby, by the way.
They're the what?
Gibby, the doctor who did your arm.
Oh, Dr. Gibson.
I call him Gibby, yeah.
Okay, well, how is it that you call him Gibby? I don't call him Gibby.
Everyone who named Gibson named Gibby.
He's a fantastic doctor.
Because I think I need some work on my shoulder.
Surgery?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get I got to get it together. Right now, I'm at the stage where if they got a bionic shop, send me there. I got like about 8 things wrong.
Take off your body parts.
Kendrick, why are you laughing, man? I got about 6 things wrong. I got the plantar thing, I got the carpal, I got the shoulder,
it's just
the
normal
knees.
Wear and tear from aging. Normal wear and tear.
No, but Andrea's coming on. She's going to talk about something they're having. Every year, there's a cruise ship that comes to Nassau with about 100 or so ladies who are survivors. And they have partnered with Atlantis over the years and with local, with Sister. And they have a walk through the hotel.
Yes.
And now this year they're going to have a little fair and everything in the Marina Village.
Marina Village, yeah.
So it's
I remember talking to Katie about it, so that's going to be awesome.
So that's going to be on.
Yeah.
And then we, as I said, we have our man Ace coming on. We're going to bring Andrew up in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about my man Ace.
We have a lot of things to talk about before that happens, though, because a lot's been going on.
Well, we'll bring it up. We'll tease it. We'll tease it, man.
Ace
is our man. He's like one of our three.
We got to talk about it, and then we can bring Ace in the fold.
If Ace come in,
I'm going to talk about it.
Well, if Ace come in at the same time, we'll deal with it.
No.
But we ain't going to keep him waiting. We can keep him waiting.
We can keep Ace waiting for a few minutes, and we can have discussion, and then bring him in.
I personally am not keeping waiting.
Anyway, I'm going to just go into it because a lot of people want to hear about this, what's been transpiring now.
We got the brand thing going on. We got the LBT thing going on. We got the birdie going on.
Don't skim over it.
I don't want to double talk about it. We can talk about it with Ace.
You could talk about it in depth with Ace. Anyway, you know what? The reason
I say is because normally when we talk about things, we have a guest who it's not we don't talk about the same thing.
Sure we do.
No, if we have...
we have stuff in our banter, and they'll come on and we say, earlier, I don't know if you were listening, but, we had this discussion, then you bring them into the fold. That's what we do.
Itsy bitsy times.
No, boy.
I ain't gonna argue. By the way, my new reality? I'm not arguing with you. That's what you want to say, fine, baby. That's what you want, fine.
No.
That's what you want to do?
No.
Okay, that's what you want to do?
We'll wait for Ace, and we're going to go.
I call it Vernell on your hip.
Huh? Who?
Vernell, the ACA.
You got to go to break, Ken?
No, 3 minutes. Okay. But by the way, first of all,
Well, I'm going to talk about when Ace comes on. We're going to I'm going to discuss this Granville McCartney situation.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about.
And the Prime Minister.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk with Ace about. But I want to talk about your man, the Trumpster. Now he had a speech. That's all I'm saying. No, he had a speech, and people like it. But what I want to talk about, and I've talked about it before, is. And you've heard me talk about it before, and Candace had me talk about it. It's still heating up, man. They can't repeal that thing that my man Bam Bam put in place. Bam Bam tricky, Bam Bam but tricky. So let me give Vernell some how you say it? Oncological care. And then y'all try if y'all can take it from him.
I was having a conversation with two coworkers today, and
oncology,
and they said there were folks who didn't know that the Affordable Health Care Act was Obamacare.
No.
How is that humanly possible?
Well, first of all, let me tell you how it's humanly possible. You want to know? You want to know how it's humanly possible? Speak to Vernell. Ask Vernell.
So you
ask Vernell.
So. You like your affordable care, but you don't like that Obamacare?
I'm Vernell. Ask Vernell.
Huh? And they're one and the same? You don't know that? You don't know the difference?
I'll be honest with you. What's your name again? Rogan? I'll tell you what, Rogan. I never knew a nigger could do an Affordable Care Act like that.
A nigger?
Nigger.
A nigger.
I thought that Obamacare was for the people. I didn't know it had anything to do with Mike.
I just listen. I said,
but I like that boy. What's his name again? Obamacare. Yeah, I like it.
I was arguing with my coworkers. I said, that could not have possibly been. They said, yes, people did not know they were one and the same.
Do you remember I followed this debate on Obamacare from the very beginning, right? Do you know that people were going out and talking about death panels? Do you remember that?
About what?
About death panels. That Obamacare would have death panels to determine elderly people if they could live or die.
No,
You remember
I don't
that?
recall. It may have been.
That's what they call all of your boy Grassley. Remember Senator Chuck Grassley from Iowa?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they just didn't want it. And I'm not even going to put it down to racism. I'm going to put it down to capitalism. Those insurance companies, those pharmaceutical companies, they didn't want it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the reason why the Affordable Care Act is having so many problems that it is because they had to, I don't even know if the word is modify, mutate it to appease so many people.
Yeah.
Some states get this, something got this, the insurance company got that, the pharmaceutical got this.
Yeah.
Do you know?
To make everybody
try to make everyone happy. You can't do that. When you're in a leadership, I mean, he didn't have any choice.
I just gonna say.
But when you're doing something, you've got to go down that path, and you got to take that, and you got to take the licks. But you got to know what you're doing is right.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, because, you could say, you got your boy Trump who think what he's doing is right, and he continuing down that path with immigration.
Yeah.
But, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do, so you have to be very careful about that.
See, there's a difference. That's a good example. What he's doing impacts people inhumanely. What Obama was doing impacts people humanely.
Oh, yeah?
He was trying to give people health care.
For the people whose bottom lines were impacted, they didn't think he was being impacted. No,
I know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But at the end of the day, that's people's bottom line.
Yeah, but you know what? This is where this argument came in. I was talking to someone just yesterday about, are we not our brother's keepers? I mean, the whole thing is if I've got to pay a little extra, we talked about this, to have national health insurance because I want it, then maybe that's what I have to do. But we'll come back. We got the sound in the air. Okay. We'll be right back. Okay, yeah. How you doing?
While you were here negotiating.
Yeah, because I would apologize for that.
What?
Anyway, because you're crazy. Anyway, so we have with us the lovely Andrea Sweeting, who I've known all my life.
My darling Andrea.
I've known all my life.
Darling Andrea.
They were Thompsons, just so you know.
Okay.
Her name was not Sweeting. Her name was Thompson.
No, and that was the Knowles.
I mean, sorry.
Yeah, the Thompsons was on that
You don't
side.
know.
No, I mix up. No, I mix up. No. Trust me.
You're wrong.
She know where they live. She know what I mean. They were right next door. So listen, Andrea, let me ask you a question. This is a serious question.
Serious.
Because we've been joking. It is going to be serious.
Watch this.
Remember I was telling you about.
Oh, it's your sister. Okay.
So, first of all, Andrea is a cancer survivor. And, the funny thing about Andrea is I've known Andrea all my life. And Andrea was, went about her business, did her thing. I would say quiet. Was a quiet person. Mm-hmm. But she has become a warrior.
Mm-hmm. God.
Is that an adequate description?
Yes, it absolutely is.
She has become a warrior, relentless and ever present when it comes to the battle against breast cancer. So I think that's an adequate description.
Absolutely.
And so I'm going to ask you. You were there. You were very close. Obviously you had. So you were close. I wouldn't say you were close to death, but certainly it was something that could have occurred. How do you grasp that at the moment you're diagnosed with something that, and especially, how long ago was it now that you died?
16 years.
16 years. So many advances have been made since then.
Yes.
Back then, it might have been very, very scary compared to now.
Yep.
How did you cope with that?
The thing about it is, for me, 9 years before that, I had a lump. It was benign.
Uh-huh.
I took the lump out, which is a lumpectomy, and it was benign. So 9 years later, I find this lump again, same spot, almost the very same size. So when I went to Dr. Farrington, in those days, it was Dr. Farrington, Earl Farrington, and he said, we'll do lumpectomy again. That was in November that year. I went to my daughter. Came back in December, and he says, this news isn't good. I said, what you mean it ain't good? And I always remember that Friday afternoon. I went there by myself. And he said, it is cancerous. It's a stage 1.
Yeah.
I sat there and I cried. And I got about that chair and I went to my car and I cried some more. And I went straight back to work. I was working at Comfort Suites in those days. And I knew my one person, and I called Paula Roberts. You know Paula Roberts?
Yeah.
I called Paula Roberts, who has had bilateral. So I said, this is my good
She's
friend.
from Antonius, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the sister.
Right.
And I said to Paula, and I told her what it is, and she started crying too. She says, I can't talk to you, man. You're my best friend. I can't do it. So she told me point blank, you have to call Dr. Gershon Blyden, which I did. You know, he's a Bahamian, but he works also in the Florida area. So I had to call Dr. Blyden. It was about 5:30 that afternoon. It was about 7:45 before we were finished talking. And when I got off that phone with him, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I had to do.
Right.
Because he was just, I mean, so compassionate, but he told me everything that you needed to do. He said, if you had a lumpectomy before, this is my advice, but you have to actually make the decision. Right. I went home and I said to my boys, because I have boys, my daughter was not here. I said to them, I said, and then my husband, I said, I have to do a mastectomy. And my husband looked at me saying, if you don't make the decision, that's it. That's over, done with.
Yeah. So but, very supportive.
Yeah, because that's a tough conversation with some husbands.
But you know, it's so
they tie
many people,
that with your being
but they are generally very supportive.
Yes.
You know, a lot of most.
There was no difficulty in me making a decision. And I always try to tell persons, yes, it's the hardest news to hear, but you got to get over it. Got to get over it. That is this cancer is a mind thing, regardless to how we look at it and what we want to say. It is a mind battle. And so the minute you make up your mind that, okay, I can beat this, you will beat it. And I can assure you, I had my surgery and I was advised, like I said, to have both chemotherapy and radiation, which Dr. Blyden did the chemotherapy. And then I had to stay in Florida at Hope Lodge. Thank God for them. I was able to stay my 6 weeks there, and I had my radiation. I came back home, and even all that time too, Dr. Diggers did my surgery, and he mentioned the fact that, okay, you have to speak to my sister. Your sister? Why would I be speaking to your sister? And I realized that was Charlene McPhee, who
I know Charlene,
part of the whole concept. It's Dr. Diggers, Dr. Monroe, and Charlene, who actually formed the group. And when he said that, the next meeting I went to it, and it was all over. Those women just accepted me. And plus, while I was home, two of the girls from the group came and showed me their scar and everything else. And, you know, and I totally prepared.
Yeah, you're very fortunate, though, even being diagnosed at stage 1, because a lot of Bahamian women are diagnosed at stage 3 and 4. And that's
and young.
Oh, very young women.
And I was 52 years at the time when I was diagnosed.
Well, I just say this, and I've been associated. That's the strongest word I could possibly use with the work that you've been doing for years. I mean, there's many times when I've been sitting in this chair and you've been sitting in that chair, and we're talking about this subject, or we are. Well, first of all, you know, and this is the wonderful thing. I don't think I can go too many places and not see you there when it comes to this.
She's very active.
And I get in hugs. I know that.
Very active. I know, right? She's like family.
So just let me just say this to you, because, you know, these are what you call the unsung heroes, right? Because just your presence to young women specifically who are going through this probably changes their whole outlook and their whole life. So that the fact that you've committed yourself to that non-stop. I mean, you know, when do you sleep, for crying out loud?
God, Lord, I tell
you know, non-stop, my love.
But your accolades and everybody else's accolades always bring tears to my eyes. I don't think I really need all of it, but it's good to know that people take notice and appreciate. But honestly, the good feeling that you get is that you can assist to one person.
Right.
You know, you're able to talk to them and help them through their whole ordeal. And just to see the big difference in them, like 2 months later, all devastated, can't do anything for themselves, don't want to talk to anybody, and then 2 months later, just to see that change. Oh my gosh!
Just to get the support from people who've been through it.
Because basically, it's an off-on switch, right? When you hear it from the doctor, the switch is off and it's darkness. And then after all of the support, you turn the switch on. There's light.
So
you like that one?
Just to see that transformation.
You like that, Rogan Smith?
Yeah, that's a good one.
You can use that, Andrea.
Yes,
Okay.
I can take it.
I'm just trying to help you out. Listen, now what I want to do is talk to you about what's coming up because I'm very close to this one as well.
Yes.
About what you do with the cruise ship ladies.
So you see why we have Atlantis on our side? You see why? You see the connection? You see the connection? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you. The connection, yes. Saturday is going to be extremely exciting for all of us. It's a 10th year since we've been doing this. That Ed and his team has actually helped us support these women who we met them. This has started a few years, even earlier than that. We went to Florida for the Coleman Walk in October. Met these ladies, and they said, well, why we can't come to the Bahamas? And Julia Alicio, and Julia Alicio, being a cruise planner, decided, sure, that's a great idea. We'll start coming to the Bahamas. When we first started, we did what we called the moonlight. We did a candlelight vigil downtown in Russell Square for about 2 years, where they came off the cruise ship, and then we just sat there with them with the candlelights and had persons come and speak. And one day, Katie and I was talking, and she said, we're going to approach Ed. And that was history. So I am so thankful and grateful.
Then you have two ladies, so you can't even refuse.
I know.
How are you going to refuse Santa Claus, for crying out loud?
So I am so thankful and grateful. I know all the sisters are. And the ladies off the cruise ship, they're so ecstatic, honestly. And so this year being the 10th year, we decided to step it up a bit. Not so much me, I can't say very much. But Katie and her team, my gosh. I just can't say enough about them. They're just so wonderful. Yeah. So wonderful.
Yeah. Do we have to take a break and then come back? We have a minute? Okay. So, it's this Saturday?
This Saturday.
What time?
Yes, at 10 a.m. We start at 10 a.m. until 4. So we're going to have a mini fair as well.
Yep. What are some of the things that you're going to be doing there?
We're going to do dunking for boobies.
I love that.
Yes. Yeah. And we're going to have face painting for the children. And we want to do an actual bra painting as well. So we're asking all the ladies to please bring your brassieres and have them done up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you could use them at other times. So hang them up as as your souvenir.
You could hang some of them bras up in that tree.
Right, yeah.
That tree, that thing up.
Is there a cost? Ladies, it's not just open.
Don't look at me, I see your head.
It's $20, which we ask for a T-shirt. And those funds will go directly to Sister.
And how do we get in touch with you for that?
Well, 326-1929 is our phone, and my cell is 376-0054.
Listen, the main thing is come over there and support.
Yes, please. Yeah. And parking will be validated once you purchase a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So listen,
Saturday,
I'm just going to say by this. Once I
Atlantis.
ran into these ladies once, no matter how much resistance I may have had, it's impossible. So they make you cry. That's the number one thing.
Yeah, I can tell you.
So anyway, listen. Good luck to you. I don't have to say that.
So
I know
much.
it's going to be successful.
So much.
And tell all my friends from the Miami High.
I will.
You sound
like he's not going to be there. What's happening?
I come in and
we got to see the big guy.
Yeah.
And that's that. You can see him. All right, listen.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Andrea. We'll see you later.
All the best.
Bye-bye.
Thank you too.
Yeah, I don't like the guy. I'm not calling the names. I don't like the guy. And only 10 people do.
But the guy was courageous enough to
and I'm happy.
Step forward.
And I applaud his courage.
So you can't. People who don't do it. That's right.
Yeah.
People who don't step forward people who don't step forward and offer themselves are not in a position to criticize those.
Okay, so you don't criticize anyone.
No, I'm talking about in this respect.
No,
I'm talking about in this respect.
In what respect?
In the respect that only 10 people voted for him. At least he was bold enough to step forward.
Well, let's put it this way: I voted for Key. I ran for Key Club, and 5 people voted for me. At least I was bold enough.
Yeah, and you get respect for that versus somebody criticizing who wasn't bold enough to step forward.
I wasn't criticizing his boldness.
No, I'm saying you were critical about something else.
I'm
simply saying I applaud him for stepping forward and seeking to do it. That's what you get when you're being disgusting. That's what happened.
What's going on here, man?
It limp.
I got it. It just needs some. It needs some screwing.
It needs some tightening up.
Okay.
You're too limp.
So we have with us. What's the matter, AC Ball?
Listen, man, you would go there. You need some screwing.
It's screws.
It needs some tightening.
Is that representative?
See. Listen to me. You can take anything anywhere. You can say you need some screwing, but saying some tightening is just as bad. So anyway.
I don't think so, but
Is it representative of?
No, because it's not me. So here you go. I wish I could tell this joke on the radio, but I can't. After I come off the air, I'm going to say the joke, and you can tell me if I can
tell
say
it on the air.
No. This one definitely needs some vetting.
All right, you tell me, and I'll say it on the air. I can get away with it.
No, once I tell you,
yeah.
All right. Let's do this. We're going to make $100 bet.
I know this one.
We're going to make $100 bet that when I tell him the joke off the air, he's not going to say it on the air.
But I bet he can say it in a dignified way.
No, he can't. Funny. And I'll show you why he can't. So you want to bet the 100? Put your money where your mouth is.
I don't bet the 100.
What you want
I'll
bet?
$20.
$20. You want bet? Let's do a bet.
If Rogan is prepared to bet $20
you'll do 100?
on me, I'm going to do 50.
Okay.
What?
All right. Now, there's only two ways this could happen. A, I'm going to win $70, or B,
or you not.
Or B, you're going to say the joke.
Or you
Either
not.
way, I win. Okay.
Either way, you win.
And what we get?
Well, if he says it, you get 20 and you get 50.
No, I just get to keep my money, but no, we need something from.
No, I will give you $20. That's how you bet.
And you can give him the 50.
Yes.
Okay, great.
That's how you bet.
Great.
She doesn't even know how you bet. All right, listen. We have Newbold, Anthony Newbold, president of the Bahamas Press Club, with us this afternoon, and Rogan Smith, and of course Kendrick is here with us. And there's a lot of action-packed fun going on.
Lots of fun.
Lots on the news front.
I'm trying to figure out which one is to build up. Not start with the top one.
No,
but
let's start with the recent, and that's Branville's resignation.
Yeah.
Branville McCartney, pardon me, I don't recall his first name.
So you have a tape or something like that?
The Honorable Branville McCartney.
No, you're not honorable
until after you read his letter of resignation.
No, let me ask you: if you're a senator, you're honorable.
Absolutely.
Automatic. Okay, I don't
automatic,
know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Automatic.
Okay,
so obviously, I think news has spread that he's resigned as leader of opposition.
Do you stop being honorable when you resign from the Senate, or you're always honorable?
Good question.
I think you always are.
Wow.
Boy,
okay, that's scary. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is from his resignation earlier today. Okay, so I'm just going to play a little clip. Just so you know, Mr. McCartney says every decision he's made since entering frontline politics, he doesn't take it lightly. So here we go.
You wouldn't want someone to say, I take it lightly.
Yeah, I take it lightly. But he just letting you know. He's setting it up to let you know that this is not
I appreciate that he doesn't take it lightly.
Yeah. Okay? So here we go.
The DNA, or most recently to accept the post as leader of opposition business in the Senate. I have carefully and prayerfully considered my moves as a public figure. It was no different when accepting the appointment as leader of opposition business in the Senate. I accepted with the understanding that the Democratic National Alliance was separate and apart from any other opposition force, but would lend its voice, ideas, and strength in official opposition to this failed Christie administration. Let the record reflect that when the electorate called for a more pragmatic opposition, the DNA was the first and only party to answer. However, today, I informed Her Excellency, the Governor General, that I am resigning my Senate post with immediate effect. The leader of the official opposition has, unfortunately, only sown seeds of confusion since assuming her post, bringing no real leadership or focused ideas to the fore. As the leader of the DNA, in consultation with the executives of the DNA party, I feel that we must now divest ourselves of the farce that has become the official opposition and fully direct our efforts to securing victory in the next general election.
Chuckle.
So those are his comments today after resigning from the Senate.
Just because I like to lighten things up with, just lighten it up before we get serious.
And it's much longer than that, but we had to abbreviate it for radio.
They should start a new party called the RBC. Ringling Brothers Circus. Because it's just a circus now. So, okay, he's resigned. Now what do we do?
It's unfortunate. Now, what does who do?
What's going to happen now?
What's going to happen like what?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
I just saw a note before I came here that Senator the Honorable Monique Gomez has been named leader of the opposition business in the Senate.
Congratulations on
which to me is, what?
I said congratulations to her on that. I'm offering congratulations.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you what I said when I saw it.
No, I know you said what. I'm just saying, not you told me
because, and I have to talk to my F&M friends about this. Monique Gomez, as far as I know, is an F&M.
Correct.
I was listening to Senator the Honorable Rodney Monker a couple of minutes ago, and he said he is an F&M.
Yeah. I heard him. And he was quite critical, of course, of Mr. McCartney's decision to step down, calling him a coward.
So here's the deal.
Yeah, maybe. But,
who gets the name of the leader?
I'm trying to understand, because the member for Long Island, from all that I've heard, does not speak for the F&M.
Yeah, but you only got two people in there, so you got to choose one.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
If I was the one in charge, I'm trying to figure out how they get there in the first place.
Who get there?
How these F&M senators get there in the first place.
Well, wasn't one already there?
No, man.
So both
they had to resign.
Monique Gomez was selected by Mrs. Butler Turner.
I have to tell you that before I came here, I saw that, and I tried to engage someone because I'm trying to understand the vagaries of
Let's
politics.
do a civics lesson. Who all is in the Senate for whichever opposition forces?
They had four. They had four until today. Jude knows, I think his name is.
Jude?
Hey Jude.
Okay.
From Long Island.
I think I've heard of him. Nunts, but I mean, from him, nunts.
Hey, he spoke today.
Okay,
of course, the aforementioned Rodney Monker.
Yeah, the Honorable.
Monique Gomez, who we're talking about now, and of course, Branwell McCartney, who just resigned.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how does a party let that happen?
Which party?
In this instance, the Free National Movement.
Well, so in theory, the only one for the Free National in theory, the only one who is an F&M is Ms. Gomez, correct?
No.
But she was selected by whom? That's what I'm asking. Who was she selected by to be a senator?
She was selected by the member for Long Island.
Loretta Butler Turner.
As
she had resigned. She was not in the Senate before.
She had to resign.
And then she was reappointed?
She was reappointed.
Okay. But in the same way, I'm just
in the same way that
Mr. McCartney was DNA and he was appointed. You can appoint anyone. You can appoint Joe Blow.
Let me tell you, that's why I'm not in politics, right? Because if this person fighting with my party,
then I'm not going
you can't have nothing to do with my people.
That's the point what Ace is making. If she's an F&M, why would she accept an appointment from Loretta Butler Turner?
I don't know. I'm not.
Who everybody in the world knows is at odds with the party.
But now, if you recall, I'm just quoting. I'm not putting a point of view here. This is a point of view.
Okay.
If you recall, a couple of things. One, she said that she was an F&M. That's number one.
Who said that she was an F&M?
Miss Butler Turner.
Oh, she said that?
That's what she has continually said. That I'm not, because they ain't kick out yet. Okay. Number two, if you recall, I think Ms. Rogan Smith referred this to me last time. She said that she is willing to cast egos aside so that they can reunite.
To get rid of the PLP.
Really? Yeah, that was, it was in the paper.
Okay. No, I'm
only quoting.
I'm being sarcastic.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I'm only quoting. So what I'm saying is maybe this is her. First of all, it's all a snafu.
First of all, it ain't gonna work.
Okay, it's all a snafu, right?
If
but I'm saying maybe this. You know what my next words are, right?
No,
maybe this is her attempt, but I don't think it's her attempt to reach out.
No, it's not.
I just saying she had no chase. Because that's who's going to go
with.
Unless she
appointed somebody else.
Well,
the whole thing is, and you were talking about the joke I can't tell on
air.
The whole thing is a joke. I would describe it. I can't say it on air.
Can I ask you a question?
That's what it is, yes.
I asked Rogan this question. What is the protocol or the etiquette or the appropriateness, aside from the legality, of a sitting member of Parliament? The Senate is a Parliament. Having a radio show. I don't know the rules on that. What's the rule on that?
I am not sure that there is a specific rule. I don't know that. I don't know that.
But you think there'd be a sort of etiquette, eh?
Yes, but I would think. I think that probably more applies to members of Parliament who are elected versus those who are appointed.
And it's not as if they're running for office.
Yeah,
but they can espouse a particular party's position.
But it's not as if they're running for office, so they would have an advantage per se over somebody who's not running for office.
Other than to espouse the position of the party.
The position of the party.
I think you boys, you're going to have to deal with that.
Erica will have to get involved in that.
Oh, that's what it is.
But let me ask you, Ace, and Edward, you could answer if you want to as well. But I mean, were you surprised at all by Mr. McCartney's decision to step down after such a short time from the party, from the Senate appointment?
Listen, from the first photo I saw in the newspaper, it didn't look like it was going well.
From observation, straight
from the photo I saw. I'm surprised that he lasted as long as he did.
Well, I don't know about the photo, but this is what I do know. When me and Ace, I choose Ace. I say, Ace is my man in the Senate. Okay? And then a couple weeks later, I say, me and Ace, we starting a little thing together.
Yeah.
Okay? And Ace come out and say, I ain't starting nothing with him. That's when you start to count the days of when something can happen. So that's why I say it didn't surprise me. When if I'm trying to form an alliance with him, right? And obviously I'm trying to create a public perception that I have some semblance of a plan. And I say publicly that I am forming an alliance with him. And he, without 24 hours going by, immediately states, I don't know nothing about that.
But let me say something about that. I don't believe that, this is just my personal belief, I don't believe that Loretta Butler Turner invented this alliance in her head. I feel like Mr. McCartney must have said something. She doesn't strike me as that type of person, okay? And I don't know her personally, but just from observation, she doesn't strike me as that type of person. I think something must have been said to her for her to feel so empowered or emboldened to say, we're forming an alliance. Now, maybe after testing the waters or hearing the public feedback, he may have said, hey, I know nothing but no alliance, but you can't, I don't see her just saying, we're forming an alliance without having a conversation with him.
No, and she said at some point that they had been talking since she first decided to run for leader of the Free National Movement. That's back in 2012, 13.
But let me say this to you.
These people weren't strangers to each other. They both served in the Ingram administration together. Maybe they were familiar with each other. They must have said something.
Can I add this to the discussion? And I'm not actually, if I recall, I've actually not commented on Ms. Turner in any kind of depth before, but I'm going to do so now. I think it's unfair to, well, I don't know if the word is unfair. I think it is almost vacuous to put any credence in anything. Because when you look at I'm dealing with right now with this.
I'm just saying I could say that for many politicians.
Okay, good. Say that for many but now leaders. I'm dealing with this specific individual. I'm dealing with this now. We can talk about the other line of people later, but we're talking about this now. That's what we're talking about. So I'm looking at the record or the history here of what has happened. Okay, when you stand on a stage and you raise someone's hand, and then a week or two later, So, I don't have any, I'm not trying to down anyone. I'm just saying I don't have a basis for forming any opinion because it's just all over the place. So I don't know what has been said. I would tend to probably agree with you that yes, they probably talked. But the point I was making is that's even worse because if they talked and then he said, I don't know anything about it, that's even more grounds for why the clock was ticking on him. Because now that's betrayal by him.
Yeah, and the minute he said, I don't know what she's talking about, if that were in fact true, maybe she didn't want to rock the boat at that point.
Oh, because she's not into rocking boats.
Well, you know what? You'd already rocked the boat so much.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
the boat tip
just fall back a bit on it.
The boat turn over.
None of us in this studio has run for office. We don't know.
I ran for Key Club. I just keep on telling you.
Oh, you run for Key Club?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. We don't know what that is like. We don't know what it's like to have the public eye on us and people criticizing every single day. It does impact your moves, okay? All I'm saying is, in this moment, I believe that they did have some conversation, and the moment she heard his pronouncements where he said, I don't know what she's talking about, she should have just
that's what I said,
Morgan.
That's exactly what
I'm
I said.
agreeing with you. Yeah. I'm saying she should have just gotten rid of him rather than waiting for him to have the upper hand and say, see, you don't have any leadership abilities. And
I thought the count was
of confusion.
I thought the clock was counting.
Was
ticking. The minute, because it's one of those like the joke and the money I can win from y'all. It's an either or situation, right? It's either she said she didn't speak to him, but even in that case she should have. It's the betrayal, and if she did speak to him. And he said that it's betrayal. So the reality is, she appointed him.
Listen,
he threw under the bus.
Listen to me. Branwell McCartney left the Free National Movement, formed the DNA. Traded on something, got 13,000 votes, and all of a sudden he's a big man. He hasn't. Have you looked at the people that he's attracted to the DNA since then, who followed him?
There's some good people there.
Okay. Would you vote for them to form a government?
Well, I don't. In the scenario that I live in my mind, and the system that I live in, to me, this is to me. No one else take this on. I feel that's a waste of time.
What is a waste of time?
Of voting for a party that's not going to win.
They're not going to win if you don't vote for them.
No, that's how I feel. No,
they're not going to win.
I agree with you.
It's like voting for the Green Party or the Libertarian Party. They're not going to win.
But if you vote for them, they'll win.
Okay, well, good.
Ed, I agree with
you. Just me.
I agree.
If everyone votes for them,
but the point is everyone isn't.
Listen, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And you said there's no point in voting for a party that won't win.
Yeah.
I believe most Bahamians feel that way.
Right. Well, not only that, people are aligned.
I believe I'm trying to make some points here. We're talking about two people.
We got the music. Let's come back.
You got the music?
Yeah, I got the music. So we'll come back and we'll talk about.
Yeah, we
hear this.
We
can go there.
Yeah, you want to hear the joke? Fall up in the back seat. Okay.
I want Ace to finish that point.
Yeah, just so you know, for the record, the joke has been suspended because they feel, even though I think I can narrate, that
it's
they
not
would.
the same.
It would be they have to see it on TV.
Yes,
on visual.
you'd place us at a disadvantage if we.
It's a filthy joke.
It is. People would need this. It's a.
I don't have a problem saying the joke.
No, but you're filthy, so that's why you don't care.
I'm not sure I will describe it as filthy.
I don't think it's filthy.
It's an X-rated joke.
Okay, all right.
We could say it.
Yeah.
As I was saying.
Go ahead, sir.
He left the Free National Movement.
Yeah.
Formed this party. Got about 13,000 votes. I don't think since then, and he may have had some real quality candidates in the beginning, and he may have some now. Not enough to convince the Bahamian people that they would be able to run a government of the Bahamas. I think most people believe. Don't make me laugh.
You want to say that on there?
I'd say that on there.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
I think most people believe have that same position.
Yes.
Have reached that same conclusion.
Your team has to be strong.
And the conclusion is this man, whatever he is not able to attract the kind of people necessary to.
And by the way, it's a hard enterprise in any event, no matter what.
Probably is. Yeah. And you better know that before you go in there.
Absolutely.
That's one of the parties we're talking about. The other party is someone who decided to challenge for the leadership of the Free National Movement.
Twice.
They told her no. The first time, right out, they told her no.
Then there was an election.
She came back. No, that's the election.
No. The first time was before that. There was more of a, an appointment. Right before the election. I tell you, officially.
No. After the election, Mr. Ingram decided he was going to resign.
Yes.
Right.
And the consensus was Dr. Minnis would be the leader.
Exactly. That was the consensus, right? That's the first one.
Not very long after that,
they had a
Butler Turner decided, I need to be the leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
They told her no. The party told her no.
At Holy Trinity.
So what does she do? She comes back.
She did not accept that.
No.
In fact,
it's like junk and they must eat cheap.
Her and her supporters said to Dr. Minnis, you better hold this convention. We ain't waiting for November.
No.
You will hold this in June.
Otherwise, we send a letter.
Otherwise, we can do something to you bad.
Yeah, we can send you a letter.
So he does whatever he needs to do, and they have this convention.
They had banners, too, by the way.
And
in the road.
I think the consensus was she was going to lose. We never got to find out.
No, because she bowed
She
out.
quit, man.
She bowed out.
She quit. These are the two people you're talking about who are coming to the Bahamian people saying, Listen, man, believe me.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing.
Well, this is what I was saying to Miss Ruggin Smith about the trend of May having any kind of.
Listen.
And not only that, this and you didn't add the third factor in.
I was just getting ready to that.
Okay, go ahead.
I was getting to that. The third part is, so I don't care what my party says. They know what they say and what they're doing. I need to be the leader.
No, you skipped the fourth. Third. Do the third thing, please. The third thing is ratification. Despite all of that.
Right.
Okay. Well, Despite all of that.
Despite all of that.
All of those, like, major twice. Yeah.
Major
thing, 3 times. Major opposition to doing it.
Yep.
Yes.
The leader of the party ratified her as the candidate for Long Island.
As the candidate.
That's you got to go with that.
I need you. You know,
we're united.
You're the man. We one family. Eh?
We united, and it feels so good. Yeah.
So we get past that, and
Edison Key.
A couple of weeks later, with whatever happened, the confluence of events,
the new member of the PLP.
This same woman says she gets these people to follow her, to believe whatever she says, and they go to Government House and they blow up their party. There's no other word for it. They blow it up. And she says, I got a plan.
Yeah.
I can roll this out in a couple of weeks. You're going to be amazed.
I am amazed.
We're still waiting for the plan.
That's like Trump, with Trump when he said he repealed Obamacare, you got a plan.
Yeah.
These are the two people who now, they're saying, listen, Bahamian people.
Believe in us.
Believe in us. We know what we're doing.
Is that the slogan? Believe in us?
No, it's not.
Okay,
but I'm just saying.
I don't know. It has something to do with starfish, maybe.
No, I mean,
listen,
those are
you got to be
that's
kidding.
Like on the 1 cent, I think, right?
We decided we weren't going to call any names.
No, the starfish is on the 1 cent.
It's on the 1 cent.
Oh, the starfish. Yeah, I was thinking about the fish. Yeah, you're right.
The bonefish is on the 1 cent.
We said we aren't going to call any names, but there's some people in public life, specifically in politics, who need to just go away. They listen, no value to what we're trying to do here. Now, listen, let me say this. If somebody feels that they need to run...
It's democracy. That's what they want to do. In fact, you should be opening up more to more people who want to run. And then let the public decide. That's what should happen, right?
There's some things that
yeah.
If you have any sense at all, you look at a situation and there's no way.
Happening.
But you got to understand. But listen, you know something? Let me tell you something. I used to laugh at the people. This is all good stuff to talk about. You remember, what was it, the CCP or whatever it was, who used to put that thing on wood?
Yeah, you're talking about Mr. Penn.
Okay, they had a party, and they didn't have no posters.
That was Mr. Penn.
They used to get some plywood.
He was
or some shingle.
Yes,
and
was
put
the party.
CCP and pin it to the lamp pole. Okay? Yes. I used to say, I want to know when they have a meeting, what's been going on?
I don't
Can you imagine
know.
me, you, and Rogan getting in a meeting, right? The three of us in a room. And we name CCP. And we go, now we go win this election, though.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah,
what? It's Ruggy.
And you're right.
No, I just need to be in the room, just for theater. Okay? Just for the thing, because I ain't got nothing to do.
Listen, Ed, there are some people with great public reputations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
In some instances, for good reason. And I don't want to call the name because I like this guy. Call names, I like this guy.
Names are not necessary.
I'm like, what are you doing? And what is most amazing to me is all of these people running up and down the street on the radio every day. We hate the PLP. We want the PLP to be gone.
But all they do is feed into them winning. It's a pie. Let's we like to try to get basic.
Okay.
The total votes is a pie.
Okay.
If you split the pie in half,
right,
one side will have there will be equal parts of the pie. Okay, there'll be if you split it in half, there's equal parts of the pie. If you split it in half, yeah. Now, but if you take that half, so assume it's half. If you take that half and split it into multiple slices, okay, and the name of the game is whoever have the most pie win. Well, the places who have the half a pie win.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It's simple math.
And so, given what we know about the pie that is the Bahamian electorate,
half the pie the PLP have, and everyone's splitting up the rest of the pie, and then want to claim, well, he have more pie than me. Well, yes, because you're being gravelicious, and you want your piece to you. Come on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, at this point now, with Mr. McCartney's resignation, where do you think that leaves Loretta Butler Turner? Even though she's made moves to appoint Monique Gomez, is it a wrap for her? What happens in your mind? What happens for her next?
For me, I don't see anything happening for her.
So she's
I don't believe she will win her seat in Long Island.
Well, I don't either.
I think she's kind of shot her political career. She's done serious damage to her political career. If she wants to hang around for another 10 years, maybe.
There's no career.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any coming back. It's so strange. So many people who were ardent supporters of her now.
See, if you lose, it's one thing.
They've been turned off by these series of events.
And I won't argue with that.
See, if you lose, that's one thing. Because the timing might just be where you lost. Lose, you lost. But when you destroy, when you are seen as, I don't think the person is sort of in a positive light. I'm not judging her as a person. I'm talking about her politically. This is what the view of people are. Let me ask you this question.
I think people think that both of them have bad judgment.
Well, let me put it to you this way.
You can't recover from that.
Yeah.
If people,
that's true.
This is what I think. You want me to tell you what the only prescription that's left for there's two prescriptions for the opposition.
Okay.
One, that people are so dissatisfied, because this is against elections, right? That people are so dissatisfied with the PLP that there's more against that would overcome the divided opposition and allow for the FNM to win, or the DNA for that matter. Or the Mr. McCartney, because you see what Mr. Greenslade, were you here when Mr. Greenslade was here?
No,
from the DNA?
No.
What he said was very telling, very true, is that, the problem with the DNA now joining the FNM is the DNA has a structure. You can't just dismantle that structure and say, okay, let's all go over here.
Absolutely.
Okay? But I think if there was and I'm not espousing this goal, this is just the reality of what they're saying. If there was an opposition that was concerned about beating the party in power, there's got to be some wake up. You got to wake up and say, well, how do we accomplish this? And my thing, if I were Mr. McCartney, if I was Mr. McCartney and I were rolling the dice, you know what I'd say? Let's go sit down with Mr. Minnis. Say, look, I don't even know if I could win my seat, to be honest with you. But win, lose, or draw, I want to be in your cabinet. And I will align. That's the best thing you got.
Well,
I'm not
saying that's the best thing because what I'm saying is right now, the odds are, if we're going to bet, if we're going to do some betting, the odds are he will just be outside the House of Assembly again. That's the odds.
I mean, you come across as too much of a flip-flopper. What are you doing?
Who?
I'm saying if he were to do something like that, I think that would be the end of it.
Because a lot of people would. You remember now, you can't have both sides. People are talking about a unified opposition. So there's only one way to unify. One has to join the other. So however you
leave the FNM for your for philosophical reasons or whatever you say.
Well, the philosophical reason is human ignorance.
You had a difference in philosophy. You form your own party, the DNA. You then are cast into the political wilderness, so you accept a Senate appointment. 3 months later, you resign from that Senate appointment, and then you go and you negotiate with the FNM, and you say, "Yeah, just give me a seat in the cabinet." Who's to trust someone like that?
First of all, I just say that he's not going to be in the leader or the deputy leader. The point I'm saying is this is what do you call it? It's a game, right? It's a shell game. It's a negotiating game.
It's a game.
It's a game. It's unfortunately it's a game that affects our lives. That's the problem.
Yeah, it is a problem. You got to hold your thought too. For me, the best example was, and in this era of cell phones and everything records you. Wayne Monroe said these guys are dumb. They're
he's with the dummies now,
right? But
they're not dumb anymore.
Before that, somebody questioned what he was doing when he ran for the DNA.
The non-dumb people.
And he said, but listen, I said I was trying to help out a friend of mine who, I was just helping out a friend.
Yeah.
And so people say, did you tell that to the people who you were asking to vote for you? That you were just helping out a friend?
Yeah, that was my campaign thing.
It wasn't that serious?
Yeah, no. See, when you go on campaign...
they voted for you.
When you go on campaign... Hey, listen, I only run it because I helping out a buddy, eh? That's what I do.
It ain't about you, the constituent.
Well, obviously he did tell him that because I don't know. Did he get what? How many votes did he get?
No, he didn't need to tell him that. He didn't need to tell him that.
Yeah, it's a mess. We'll be right back. Don't tell me what to say on my show, yeah? Anyway, listen. We got to get to that subject real quick. I want to say one thing, Ace Newbold. And once again, thank you for coming on the show. It's always good. Let me tell you something. We do have a democracy. And you are free to be in the party of your choice.
Absolutely.
And you're free to have your principles. That's what it's all about. And so people who are PLP, I respect them. The PLP, that's their thing. People who are F&M, that's their thing. That's their F&M. People who are DNA, that's your thing. I respect you. And yes, while there may be coalitions, etc., for a common cause, the group of people who I don't have any respect for are the whores.
And we don't call any names, right?
But we don't need to call names. You see, as soon as I say that, everyone starts lighting up in their mind. They start listing. They start listing.
And if you get mad, you must be the whore.
You see? I have zero respect for them because they are, in one word, selfish. It has nothing to do with any greater cause. It has to do with them.
And willing to sell themselves for advancement.
That's what whores do. Mm-hmm. That's what whores do.
Whores are hoes.
Well, I prefer to just go with the whore. I like the biblical term. I like the word harlots.
Harlot.
I like that word.
Listen, I believe, and the leader of the official opposition is right. There are lots of egos involved. That's why there's a divided opposition.
By the way, I'm going to just say this one thing. Mm-hmm. At least I will say one thing about the leader of the opposition, of the FNM, not of the, I don't know who it is now, Mr. Minnis.
No, the leader of the opposition, the official opposition, is Loretta Turner.
The leader of the FNM.
The leader of the Free National Movement is Dr. Hubert Minnis.
I will say this one thing. Unflappable. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's a lot of rocks from every direction.
Listen,
okay?
From day one.
And all I can say is, one thing is unflappable. Now, I don't know how that translates, but that's all I'm going to say.
Well,
now, let's talk about...
Yeah, we talk about the other stuff. Let me just say this. Because I told him, that's my classmate, along with the member for St. Anne's.
Okay.
That's why I can't be in politics. The things they say about Hubert Minnis.
What? You're a chappy man.
Yes, man. I had to throw a rock at you.
But no hand gestures, no obscene hand gestures. And
so
that's a perfect
segue
into our next.
So over the last week we have been. This is what, Thursday, and I think that occurred on Monday.
Yeah,
something. There was some rally or something in Fox Hill, and the Prime Minister was on stage, and he
flipped the bird
while he was in the heat of whatever he was talking about. He essentially, as they call, flip the bird.
Yes.
Put up your cursed finger.
Your middle finger. Which
is the FU sign.
Yeah. Anthony Newbold, let me hear your opinion on that.
I think he was in campaign mode, and I think a lot of people may have, other than his hardcore supporters, may have let him get away with it if the House had been dissolved. And this was the campaign. People may have still been offended, but I think if the House had been dissolved and they were just campaigning, some people may have been more inclined to let him get away with it.
You mean his supporters, eh?
No, some other people as well.
I don't see it.
And
not
again,
for a statesman.
I can let y'all argue and then I can say.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
No way.
I'm saying maybe some other people other than his core supporters may have been more inclined to let him get away with it if they were in full campaign mode.
I actually disagree with you to the extent that in campaign mode, more people would have tried to use it against him as a campaign thing.
But well, fine.
Yeah.
Again, I'm thinking that's what happened.
Right.
And he was in campaign mode, talking to his base, and he wasn't thinking.
Yeah,
they got to be careful not to cut you off, but these politicians really need to start being more careful because they figure when they're talking to their base that is the world. You see this phone right here?
Well,
people
of course.
pick up this phone and the media were there and they're recording it and they send it to people who ain't in your base.
Look, that's why I said I don't think he was thinking. He was just,
obviously
he was just in campaign mode.
No,
right
he was,
he's
just in
he's just doing a little thing.
I said to Rogan Smith and to Ken Williams, I said, look, and I got the pushback, but here it is. Mm-hmm. You get up on a stage, you're always extemporaneous, and you say things like, which your man, and Rogan even said, and I'll quote what Rogan said about the tying of the tubes. Or what's the fella, what do you name, Palacious?
Yeah, but that was scripted.
No, right, exactly. But the breeding,
right.
Okay? I'm going to quote Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith said, one thing I'm going to say is that at least he immediately apologized.
Right.
My thing is this. Mm-hmm. People make errors.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
What should have happened in that moment, because you did it, regardless if it was planned, not planned, you did it when you did it. Mm-hmm. In that exact moment, you know what? Sorry, I pull that back. That was completely inappropriate. I don't want anyone out there who's watching this to think that's the right thing to do. That's all you can, because certainly you're not going to resign anyway.
Yeah,
people can say all you want, but at least
nobody's going to resign.
Deal with that moment right then. To wait 2 days or 3 days to deal with it, that's the big problem. Because now you build it up.
But I agree with you, and I wasn't there. Somebody who was there, some people who were there said he immediately apologized afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah.
The people who weren't there but only saw the finger couldn't hear him immediately apologize afterwards. Yeah. So I agree with you in that regard.
Immediately.
And, I started by saying he may have been in campaign mode. Yeah. Having said that, I'm not telling you that I agree with it.
No one agrees with it.
I think the longer he let it go,
and the difference
the worse it got. Just say sorry.
Palacious and Lightbourne aren't sitting as prime minister of this country. They're not one of the most senior politicians in this country.
One's just a pastor and the other's running for election. That's all.
My
in a
point.
Church.
Listen. I'm saying in this moment, he is sitting. He's an elder statesman of this country. He's a longtime politician. He's a prime minister. I expect more from him. He was frustrated because the argument or the discussion you and I had prior to the show starting was, people are attacking his family. I said, well, let me give you an example of the former president of the United States, Barack Obama. People called his wife an ape, a monkey. The man who he welcomed with open arms into the White House, Trump questioned whether he was born in the United States. People said the most horrendous things about his family, and he maintained his grace and his dignity, never lashing out. He may have said things at home with his family. He might have been frustrated, but can you imagine that man flipping the bird at a rally?
Listen, let's face it. Obama couldn't even say hi without people freaking out.
Okay.
This is what I'm trying to say. Yes, Obama was exceptional, and I admire that man to no end. And you know that, okay? All I'm saying is this. Human beings have flaws, okay?
Yes.
You want to hear someone I won't excuse, who we excuse on a daily basis? I've never called the name. Let's say it. Leslie Miller.
Oh, I don't excuse it.
People excuse it every day.
I don't excuse it.
Okay? I'm saying to you, I'm just saying people do. Okay? And from every rank and file, across the board, I'm saying to you is this. It's sometimes that in our lives, we flip. We lose it. You see what I had to go through just saying I think it was stupid for doing for voting on a thingam. The point is you have to if you feel that you've done the wrong thing, and I would assume he must have think that was not the right thing to do, then you deal with it, because you know what? The void between dealing with it and not dealing with it is not filled by all of the other narratives.
All the other
they can come on with it, but at least you can say, I finished with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's all,
That to me, other than the actual gesture, that was the biggest mistake. Not immediately saying, hey, listen. And
there would have been some heat, but it wouldn't have been to this level.
No, because you don't have time to fill it in.
Yeah, you would have immediately apologized.
You know how we go. We go. See, because now we're even talking about how he didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? True. So if he had done it, we couldn't even talk about how he didn't do that.
Yeah.
But Mr. Christie also has to understand that is what comes with the territory. You say we're all humans. Yes, we are all humans, right? But you almost have to become superhuman when you're in politics, because this is the arrows will continue to come at you.
Yes.
Okay, and they will talk when they can't talk about you. They're going to talk about your family members. It's going to hurt.
Yes.
And so, if you cannot stand the heat, you get out of the kitchen.
Yes, but
you leave politics if this is too much for you to handle. If you don't like your family being criticized, then you just walk away from it.
I would venture to say that if we look at the history of the 3 prime ministers we've had, that at some point, I can't recall, I'm not saying that, okay, one of them said something that was not appropriate, okay? We have to now focus on a lot more things than this.
Absolutely.
Okay?
I'm done with it, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't draw attention to it.
The politicos are not done with it.
Yeah, no, it's campaign mode. That's your campaign mode.
Now for the
It's a distraction, right? It's a distraction, right? Because, you know, what we should be talking about is how we get the Obamas in the system. And how do we change, you know, and I'm not going to get into this usual spiel I go into, right? But how do we create scenarios that politically reform this country? Let me ask you a question, Rogan, and I may be missing it. So I'm not, you know, since, quote unquote, we've gone into election mode, let's just say of January this year, have you heard of any real, I mean, I think I heard something at the F&M convention, I may have heard some stuff, but on the normal run-of-the-mill stuff, do you get to hear policy, or do you hear about personality and who's the best one, who's the not?
You know, we don't demand it. We don't demand it. We started talking about having debates. The politicians refused to have them, so we let them get away with it. But how do we get the reform? And I've been saying this to my friends, and it may sound simplistic, and it may be simplistic. We need to be better people, Ed. We need to start growing some better citizens. People started sending that stuff around about the prime minister's family and some other stuff, minutes and the rest of it. And I'm like, I told them, don't send me that stuff. See, but we feed on it, man. We feed on it. And so we feed on it. We're encouraging people not to be upstanding citizens. You think I'm going to go run for office? Me? No, sir.
Because
I am not going to expose or subject myself to that kind of crap.
Okay.
No, we have to be better people. And our side does it. We don't say anything about it. The other side does it. They excoriated, man. Y'all are the devil's spawn.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Individuals. It starts with individuals, you know. We have to be better people. We talk about them politicians. They come from among us.
See, I, you know, as I said and I've revealed, I considered it.
No.
And I'll tell you that a good 30-40% of my decision was based on, I have no shame in admitting it. I don't want to see, if I do something that is improper, call me out on it. Let me deal with it. Because I did it, so let's deal with it. But I don't need some anonymous person calling my daughter names. I choose not to do it. Okay? And to be honest with you, if I were in that situation, I could see myself snapping.
Maybe
I told
made
you.
The right decision.
Okay?
I told you.
So I did make. So I don't feel that this is cowardice. I don't need that.
It's just some people ain't built for that.
No, you know what? No, the problem is
some people just ain't built for it.
But the problem is, you know what?
And that's not an insult.
No, it is an insult. And I'll tell you what the insult is. I'll tell you what the insult is. What does a false statement about someone have to do with the building of this country? What right do you have?
Great question.
Because why? Because you're in politics, I get to castigate you and to castigate your family? No, sir.
No.
You are a lesser human being than anyone who runs for...
I'm not saying that they're right to do that. I'm not saying you're not right to get upset about it. What I'm saying is, if you're somebody who cannot, and you take it as an insult, but if you are somebody who knows your temperament and you know your Achilles heel, your family is your... I'm saying in general, don't take it to you. I'm saying in general, for anybody, if you know that your family, you want that to be off limits and that's a problem for you, then politics is not for you, because that's what comes with the territory. They attack you, and they attack your family members.
You know the problem with that, and I know this sounds...
And you can't react with a curse finger in the air.
Well, yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. Let me tell you why.
Let me say this.
No, it happened. So yes, you can. That's the point I'm making. You can? No, I'm saying you can't. Donald Trump said, grab the
It's not the right thing to do.
I agree. But the point I'm
making... the ability to do it, but you can't.
The point I'm making is it still works. The point I'm saying to you is good people who wouldn't say that, okay, don't wish to subject themselves to that. That's the point I'm making. The reality is you can get a Donald Trump who doesn't care, who can go off his back. Okay, he has a lot of money. He can say what he wants, and he is now the president of the United States. So it's a freaky world.
Yeah, it is a freaky world, and I'm saying my position is still the same. Mm-hmm. You may say it is politics, and the way it has been practiced, it is politics. Mm-hmm. If we want a better world,
from the beginning of time, by the way.
Want it better.
Yeah, well, if we want a better world, you change that. And we don't have better people in politics. That's why we don't have them.
We do this show.
And we're complaining that we don't want.
We got to run, but Rogan, we do this show, right? And since we've done this show in July of 2000, is it 14?
This year.
15? 2015.
Oh, this is 2 years coming up?
Yeah. July will make 2 years. Since we've done this show, can anyone, or have you ever gotten a statement that we were nasty towards someone? That we called someone something just because they're politics? No. We made that choice not to do that. So as citizens, we can make that choice. And I think what Ace is saying is that we need to be better citizens.
We need better citizens.
That's where it has to start from.
The country we have is because we be that kind of citizen.
Absolutely. You don't have a disagreement from me. I'm just saying if you're going to enter politics or if you're going to remain in politics and you know this is what's going to happen, you have to evaluate some things.
Yeah. I agree. I'm not going into it.
Just don't enter. You know?
We got to run. We got to run. Thank you, Rogan Smith. Thank you, Ace Newbold.
My pleasure as always.
Yeah, I'll be here next week. So will Rogan, and we'll have some interesting folks on next week. I think our guests next week include Kayla's Roll, and we're looking and perhaps I won't call them.
Don't call them yet.
So we'll have some interesting guests next week. Mm-hmm. All right, talk to you later.
Bye.